My first question, can you tell me your most funny childhood memory or
Funny
memories?
childhood memory. Okay, so this one I never forget because I still have like a small scar on my head. So we
Okay.
go back from school that day. Normally in the afternoon they would give us swallow, so we ate amala and ewedu. So we went downstairs to play tente. My house, yeah, we lived in this hilly and down slope kind of place. So my own house was like on top. The house in front, we could literally like see their compound from
Okay.
our own house. They hadn't done our fence, so we could literally see their compound. So I was doing tempe, and turning. You know the way you be turning when you're doing tempe. I just landed. I fell into the hole. So as I fell, right, I could feel the pain, but the thought of my mother coming down and seeing me there, I just got up and started running. I didn't know where I was running to. Meanwhile, the children already went to scream and call my mother. So they all
Because of
came there, they
blood.
were looking for me. Me, I already ran to another neighbor's house and I was bleeding.
I can imagine.
So it was just very funny. It was like, even by Shibusi, like she fell here now. Where is she? You know, when I was looking for me. It was quite funny, yeah. I still have like a small scar from it for years. Nothing grew on top of it, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was quite
Interesting.
funny. It says because you're full. Somebody that's not
Hmm.
eating will not remember to play that kind of game. Talk less of falling inside a ditch. Yeah, so that was quite funny for me.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay, second question. Three values or virtues that you admire most in people.
Hmm. I would say number one for me is integrity.
Integrity.
I like people that can say yes and it is yes, and people that will say no and it is no. Yeah. Number two, I would say is openness. Being open to, when for instance, if I say you're my friend, yeah, I believe that it's like no holds barred, sort of. I don't know if that phrase is correct. Like we're open with each other, you know what is going on with me. It's not like, okay, I keep my own cards to my chest. My very close friends are people that have been open with their progress. They can tell me, oh, this is what I'm doing. Read this book. I read this book. It blessed me. Oh, I found out about this business opportunity. Are you interested? So for me, I love people that are like that open, right? And also, number three, I would say drive. I like people that are very driven. When you are passionate, you're driven, you know what exactly it is you want out of life, or you can set a goal, and constantly do things to get there. I don't like laid back people. I like very highly driven people. So three, yeah. Integrity, openness, and drive.
Okay, another one. Tell me one food you can eat over and over again.
Beans. Beans. I can eat beans. You know, I once had a flatmate. She's my friend, Aniela. She'll say, "Yeah, one weird person that I know that can wake up early in the morning and you be cooking beans like that. You wake up early in the morning, you're cooking beans like, are you okay?" Growing up, I didn't like beans, but I started liking beans when I went to university. And I think the shift for me was the fact that I could cook it any way that I liked. Growing up, yeah, when they give us rice, they'll give you egg, they'll give you plantain to eat the rice, or they'll give you chicken or something to eat the rice with. But beans, they'll give you beans. But going to uni, I didn't realize that I could put plantain inside, put fish inside, the fact that I could experiment with the food, like, and I started making different types of beans, like bean porridge, beans and sauce, and going, that kind of thing. And I realized that I could
Yeah.
do a lot with beans. I think that made me fall in love with it.
Wow, great. Okay, what will be your top three motivations in life?
I would say number one, it's success. I'll just try and explain it a bit. I grew
Okay.
up I grew up in a home that, there was moments of we have, we don't have. And I come from a family where it's a traditional Yoruba kind of family where it is the man that is the head of the home. He provides for the family. Felt like, why does he have to be my dad? Yes, my mom will. We had this mindset of dad, if you need money, go and meet him. Whatever mom gives you is like supplement to whatever it is giving you, right? And my dad had a job, but my mom was like doing business. So you can tell that daddy was doing better than, mommy. And I come from a place where it's all about the man. The man, as a woman, the peak of your life is to get married and have children. That's like the biggest achievement you can have. And I revolted against that from childhood. And unconsciously, I made a pact with myself that, see, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to make my own money. I'm going to be able to pay my own bills. And even when I get married, it will be like a partnership. It wasn't a thing of competition. It was just, this can be the template that everyone will look forward to. You just feel like, see, once you finish secondary school, just manage. Even if you don't, in my family, some people did not even go to school at all. So once you finish secondary school, you have tried. Just go and find a good man, marry, and start taking care of the children. And I didn't understand that. So for me, I would say that I've always been driven by being successful and just changing the rhetoric for the girls in my family to say, see, you can be all that you want. I'm not saying that don't get married or don't have children, but you are as equal to a man as they come. And don't see it as it's only a man that can work and make plenty money. God gave us all the same brain, so use it as well. And I realized that by the virtue of the growing up, I held myself back a lot, even in school. Just like, average. If I get C, I'm sure I'm passing, I'm not failing, and it was okay for the men in class to lead and thrive and stuff, because that was the picture I had growing up. And I guess I just kicked against it. So for me, I would say success. What's the second thing that drives me? It's fulfilling purpose. Yeah. Knowing what I'm meant to do. And purpose, they'll say we discover it as we go along in life. It is not something that as they gave it to you, you realized it. It's in the little things, your flair, your natural affiliations to things, you then discover which direction you're actually meant to go in life. So for me, I would say it's finding that thing, and actually doing it. They will say, there's this phrase that they say, your life is too small to be the whole essence of your purpose or your life or your reason or your existence. Yes, your existence. So for me, I would say it is fulfilling purpose, finding purpose and fulfilling it. Third thing, impacting lives. Being able to meet someone today and leaving them better than we met. Yeah, that's very, very important to me.
Your happiest career moment?
It was my first job. I started with a job of, it was 30,000. Yeah. And over 3 years, it kind of like grew to 80,000. Yeah. And I got a job in Lagos that offered me like ×3 of the money. It felt like the biggest breakthrough ever. Like, God, from 80 to 250. No, I am going to Lagos. So I would say that that's one big shift, It just, for me, it was just like, so people can actually earn this much. So what I know is actually worth this much, So
what are the top 3 decisions you think you've made in your life?
Number 1, going to Port Harcourt after NYSC. Naturally you finish school, you're trying to get a job, and a friend that submitted my CV for this particular job, and they called me to come to go to Port Harcourt. My parents were worried because they're like, we don't know anybody in Port Harcourt. How are you going to do it? But I just felt the push to go. Yeah, I think that's quite. It's like the foundation on which every other thing in my life currently is built. Going there set me up for where I am today. The second decision I would say is leaving Nigeria. It felt like for the longest time, my friends didn't understand why I didn't want to relocate. But just felt like I woke up one day and I saw the clock like your time is up. That was just it was too heavy, like it was too obvious. Everywhere I looked, that was just all I was seeing. Like, your time here is up. And I was so afraid because I'm like, see, I have a life here, I've built something here, I've built credibility. Now going somewhere else to start afresh. But I would say that is one of the strongest decisions, that I've made, and I am glad. The third one, most of the jobs that I get called for is that 6 months experience in my last job before I left Nigeria that they'll be like, oh, you worked with this company. Oh, you worked with this company. I don't know if I had stayed in the other one. Maybe they'll be calling me and be asking me, oh, who are they? Where are they? That kind of thing. So I just feel like God used that moment to set me up, for the relocation. So
Imagine you're not into the career you are into. What career or careers would it have been?
I will probably say two. I'll have probably gone into counseling, or I'll be in three actually. Okay. I would have gone into counseling or be into sales. Yeah, I'm actually I didn't realize it, but over the time, I've come to understand that I'm actually very good when it comes to convincing people. If I'm passionate about something, I can sell it to you because you will see through my passion and you would understand, And number three, I'll probably be cooking because I'm one of those weird people that when I'm tired, when I'm stressed, I cook to distress. It's weird, but that's one thing that I do, and that's probably something that I'm still definitely going to do.
Yeah, well, I was thinking you would say law. I mean, knowing that you studied English and at times.
The thing is, when I was in uni, right, lots of people thought I was actually a law student. But the weirdest thing is, law has never, for one day, appealed to me. I've thought about different professions, not law. Never ever appealed to me.
3 favorite books or movies?
3 favorite books or movies. I would say my number one would be the Rich and Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah, Rich and Poor Dad.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki.
Secondly, I would say Sound of Music.
Okay.
Like, I watched it a couple of times. Yeah, because I really, really liked it. And there is one that I've also followed, a series, yeah? And why I will put it on the list is it shows me how you can, it just really explains the power of focus to me. How you can stare at something, watch something, and over the time, interest for that thing will start to develop. Medical field has never been one field that I ever, thought of being interested in, but I followed Grey's Anatomy over the years, and I'm like, if I was a child and I was exposed to this, I think medicine might actually really interest me. And it's because I've watched it over the years. I've kind of like become invested in the story. So yeah, that's the only series that I've followed for over 10 years. I'm not much of it. I don't really watch a lot of TV. So for me to have followed that one, it has stopped with me over the years.
Thank you. 5 takeaways on a getaway. 5 takeaways on a getaway.
What
You know
does
what that
that
means?
mean? Oh.
Yeah, 5 things you would take with you. So let's say you are getting away and you are only going to take only 5 things. Only 5 things. What would those 5 things be?
My phone,
Okay.
my lip gloss.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to have one change of clothes at least.
Okay.
Just one change of clothes. That would be toiletries as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can survive without
Yeah, that makes sense.
toiletries. I think I have 4. One is my phone, my lip gloss, toiletries, and clothes. Change of clothes.
Okay.
Change of clothes.
Last question. Top 3 counsels to younger people.
Number 1, I would say, don't limit yourself. You can only go as far as you think you can. And if you already limit yourself, it will affect how far and how fast you go. So never limit yourself. Whatever it is, you can do it, yeah. And don't ever see any other person as better than you. Never. Nobody's better than you, because you're you. Lastly, I would say trust God. Trust God, because the manufacturer of a thing knows the full purpose of why it was manufactured, and he has the full manual. Yeah. So you have to trust him to actually lead and help you through the journey. Yeah. So those 3 things I would say: never limit yourself, don't ever see anybody as better than you or superior.